I want to go back to the way beginning, and I'm gonna try and cover it really quickly. By the way beginning, I mean really deep into the philosophy of decision making and every decision that you will make in your life. There's a field of research called game theory, and as you may have guessed, it applies very well to games. But the ideas are they're very true to all interactions, competitions between any humans, all the way up to the political level, where they used game theorists to try to predict how people interact to certain decisions. Anyway, so real deep, and I'm not going to cover it too much, but I think it is relevant in our decision making. And the very first thing is risk versus reward. And this is essentially the basis of every decision you make. And, down to driving your car to the gas station. Okay, there's a reward of your what you're gonna get or accomplish, and then there's a risk. You might die. But in this scenario, the risk is extremely low, and the reward is, not as low. And so, I mean, the risk is so low that whatever, you can go to the gas station. It's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. So, in risk and reward, there's two parts to risk. The first is the probability that event will happen. So, you have to weigh what the percent chance you will get in an accident versus the percent chance you won't get an accident and get your reward. And in this case, the percent is hopefully, if you drive okay, is extremely low. So it's almost impossible. It's, there's other risks you could take into account too, like getting pulled over by the cops, and other things, but they're all just so low that we don't worry about them. So you gotta weigh what the chances the bad thing will happen versus the good thing. The second is the magnitude, and this is how bad the bad thing is and how good the good thing is. So, even though the risk part of getting in an accident was really low by percentage wise, it would suck. I mean, the magnitude is pretty high, something you kind of want to factor in. In this case, again, the percentage just eclipses everything in this scenario, because we don't worry about an accident every single time we leave the house, and that's justified because it doesn't happen very often. So the rewards we reap by leaving the house are just so much higher. All right, but that's it. Keep that in mind. Risk and reward. What's the chance the bad thing will happen, and how bad is it? Okay. All right, so I'm going to go over things that, when I say them, are going to seem painfully obvious, and you'd be like, no shit. But then I'm going to show real examples of how many times yesterday we did it wrong. And then it should be like, oh, damn. Anyway, so first I'll connect just positionals to what I was just talking about with the risk and reward, right? I'm going to talk about just the risk percentage, and that really comes down to your position, right? What is the danger you are in? So if you're this DPS here, and I think I'm just going to pick on C-Mac this entire time, just because I respect his Hanzo so much, but I saw a lot of mistakes, not specifically just from him, but a few from him, and he'll remember them once I point them out. But I'm going to just pick on him because I need someone to pick on for bad, showing the reality of it. But we all have done it wrong, including me. So, obviously you want your battle guys in front, and then your weak guys back here, right? Because it doesn't matter how far away they are from Hanzo, really. I mean, he does the same damage. Although there is a concept that's appearing in C-Max and probably all Hanzo's head is, even though the damage distance is no drop off, you know that here you have a higher chance, like a 75% chance of hitting a target. We're back here, it's just further. They have further to move, the arrow has further to travel. And you're like, man, I really wish I could move up a little bit closer so that this 50% would become a 75%, right in my sweet spot, and then I have a better chance of eliminating this target. I get it. The other, and again, the other thing I've heard is, you got Reinhardt's shield, and I guess it's blue all the time, but it's always in the way. From your shots, Reinhardt's blocking your shots. Okay. So, but what's way more important is what are the chances you're going to get killed, right? And keep in mind what did you gain? So you make the move. You're like, fuck this. I'm going to go shoot that guy in the back, and you move. You move right here, because you have gained plus 1/4 chance to hit. Okay, so that's cool. You've improved your situation quite a bit. Great. So we go back. Let's go back. What is the percent? What is your safety? Well, let's say you only have a 15% chance of being directly attacked because they don't have any flankers at the moment. And you got like a 15% chance of being attacked. Hanzo's not very strong, so I mean, if you get attacked, it's not great. He's not super mobile, especially if he's on ground level and there's no wall to run to if they catch you out in the open in Hollywood or something like that. And then you move to here, and we'll put back your big plus 25% accuracy bonus. But unfortunately, we have to give you a minus, we'll say 60%, that you're not going to be hit. And it's probably even lower than that, because if I was Reinhardt, I would just run at you. I'm not going to keep hitting Reinhardt if you're standing there. So, and that seems worse. Okay, so the other thing, it's how bad or good is what you're trying to accomplish. What is the advantage? Take that into consideration. So you remember when we're in the clear phase, we're clearing out the last enemy. Maybe then Hanzo can run up on him, right? I mean, because now talking about the magnitude of the risk and reward, if Hanzo dies during cleanup, the risk is, it's high. He runs in. There's less of them, but so it's not as bad. But he runs in. He's putting himself in way more danger. But the actual damage, the punishment that he'll receive if he dies is less than if he kills him right away, right? That's good. That's super good. You want to kill him right away, which is a super good reward. So when to be in what position? Of course, now the tragic situation, which we keep experiencing, over and over again is not in cleanup, it's in just approach before initiations, during moves, where so C-Mac runs up. I see him all the time in front of me. I should never really see him in my screen, but I see him all the time. If you look at my Reinhardt video, go notice that I mentioned that I never see their DPS when you're watching Clone Man. But so he's up here and he gets his bonus. He gets his penalty, which is worse. I'm gonna put 2 negatives. I'm gonna put 3 negatives. So 3 negatives. 2 are gonna be for the crappy position. So he is more likely to get hit, even if it's not the tank that turns at him. Now every sniper and enemy Hanzo can see him. But we should give him another one because of how terrible this would be if this was approach or stalling, waiting for Tracer. And this is kind of what's happening, and how much the real currency of Overwatch is time. Everything we're doing is based on time. If you had an infinite amount of time to take point A, you would absolutely succeed. The chances are infinite that you would succeed. They are 100%. Literally 100%, or approach 100%. But you don't have an infinite time. But the less time you have... Alright, I'll stop doing math. But obviously less... we need to make more battles happen. We need to add more time. More time equals more chance to take it, more fights. And that's all we're doing. Anytime you're on an attacking a control point, you're literally, you get all the opportunities and you only have to win one war on that point. They have to win all of them, but they usually have the defense advantage. So that's really the game, right? They have the defense advantage, and you have the advantage that you only have to win once on a point on attack, generally. This is, excluding like kind of payloads where who's on attack and defense is really switching. But, okay, I have progressed. C-Max, I think we understand that, and now I'm going to talk about real life examples of some format positional things I saw yesterday, and then we can decide whether that is a good or bad position to have. So we're gonna have let's see, I'm gonna switch now because in diagrams these are gonna become the enemies just for fun. They look super like we could be able to take them with our Overwatch characters. And then in maps, we're going to start these will be our general icons. I might come up with some others for flankers in the future, but right now, tank, DPS, can't add any more items. That's sad for this guy. And here's our healer. Okay. So this is talking about our position when we're fighting. This looks kind of like how you should do it. Okay, we could do this, which is weird. Could do this. Okay, but I can't imagine ever wanting to do that, right? And we would never, ever do that. We would never set up our position like this, right? Wrong. Okay, so I'm gonna do another position here. So let's say this guy and this guy, who are twin brothers, who have that. And this person who shoots some sort of voodoo magic. And they also, can't add any more items. We talked about that, but I can draw. Can I draw? No. It's kind of a dumb program. It's okay. I guess it's just him because I need a tank. So when should we be doing this? Now, when should this happen? Probably never. Right? We wouldn't want to do that. I'm not going to be able to draw, am I? Okay. But I want to show you, I guess, that archer represents, like, a lot of archers. I wonder if I can do this. Save. So that archer represents a lot of archers. I bet I can put more images in now. So when would we want to be like this? Never, but we were. And if I'm going to draw now start to draw the map we were on. So much technical error today. Pen, please? Okay, so this is actually a wall. We couldn't get up here. They were on elevated ground, and we were running up a set of staircase. Choop-a-choop-a-choop-a-choop. And there's an arch here. Tell me when you got it. No, you can't, because this is a video. I'm in the past. And this is a stairwell, and this was our position, and we had a Hanzo, and Hanzo was really excited to shoot somebody up here, I think. And that was our position. So it looked like, actually what was happening is this is Anubis point 1, and we were moving up the staircase. But in the moment, while we were moving, we decided that we wanted this formation. With our tank in the back now, our healer in the middle somewhere, and Hanzo engaging in a fight against probably, I'll bet, 4 people. As our tank, essentially. Although we were, in theory, moving backwards, so it felt like this was the direction. This was actually the direction of our ship. In that moment of time, this was our formation. And I watched C-Mac die horribly. And that was the end of the first battle.